Swing, Hard Bop, Bop and Bebop is a book in musical written by notable author and poet Horace Mungin. I sit down one-on-one with Horace for a special edition of Quintin's Close-Ups. And be sure to download the free Quintin's Close-Ups app in your Apple or Google Play stores. Horace Mungin.
Your usual beginning. It's good to see you.
Likewise.
Thank you for having me here again.
Anytime, man.
Yeah.
You know, the last time I saw you was at the Black Ink African American Book Festival last year.
Oh, yeah.
When I was the moderator.
Mm-hmm.
And I know that you attended this year when Terry McMillan came as a guest speaker.
Right. It was fabulous.
Oh, yeah. Talk to me more about that.
Well, I think we had more people this time.
Yeah.
And I tell you, I did a lot more sales this time.
That's good.
And I got to meet Terry McMillan, which was fabulous, you know. It was just a good affair. And there were so many more interesting book vendors there. I look forward to next year.
Oh, yes. That's exactly right. And you talk about a fair. I want to talk to you about the Mojo Arts Festival. Obviously, that began just yesterday.
Yeah.
And I know that coming up Wednesday, I believe, you're going to actually perform with your poem.
Yeah, I'm going to be reading 6 to 7, I believe, and it's at the City Gallery. And I'll be reading what I call my Black Liberation poems.
Okay.
And I have a few new ones I want to throw in there, and I hope that people are going to enjoy them.
And you also said this, that on Facebook, quote, I'll read a new poem, America, as you mentioned, Wednesday evening at the Mojo Poetry Series. When you think of America, how do you write America in a poem?
Well, I try to encapsulate the history, American history, in this poem. And the main topic of American history for me is race relationships. So there's the chronological events that happen in America as far as race is concerned. Yeah. So this poem traces race relationship.
And you know, the last time I spoke with you for Quintin's Close-Ups a year ago, we talked about, obviously, Does It Explore, that is. And now you have another great book coming out, Swing, Hard Bop and Bebop.
Yeah, this is my newest book, and it's about bebop music and the jazz musicians of the bebop era. And this book is doing very well so far. And one fantastic thing about it is it's being adapted for the stage by the music and drama department of Allen University in Columbia. So they're gonna adapt this book to the stage, and we're gonna present it for Black History Month, February 23rd at Allen, and it's going to be recorded, and so that copies of it will be available to be loaned to high schools.
That is so great to hear. Or Does It Explode? To now, Swing, Hard Bop and Bebop.
Seems like I'm jumping around. Well, you know, actually, my poem America has more to do with Or Does It Explode, because they're both dealing with race.
Right.
This book deals with race, but not as a primary subject. This is about jazz, about bebop jazz. Bebop was a very special movement in jazz that occurred during the 40s. You know, bebop was so special that it had its own dress code of dark shades. The cats wore dark shades and French berets, and it had its own lexicon of hip phrases, hip jazz phrases. You know, and one of the hip phrases was "Hey Baba Reba," which was a song that was made popular by Lionel Hampton, and pretty soon half the country was saying, "Hey Baba Reba." I'll give you an example of how deeply bebop culture invaded the mainstream culture. You remember you're kind of young, so I don't know if you know, the millionaire industrialist Howard Hughes. Okay. During the later years of his life, he had dementia, so he had to have caretakers to manage his empire, plus to manage his personal well-being. So they secluded him in a suite of hotels in Las Vegas. For years he was there, and never was rarely seen in the public, and really went out. So one morning they told him that, you know, today we're going to take you to the park. He was so excited, he got up from his chair and said, "Hey, Baba Reba." So here's a millionaire industrialist using this hip bebop phrase, you know. Wow. So bebop was a special music, created mostly by Dizzy Gillespie, who's a South Carolinian, and Charlie Parker.
And how does bebop music meet Allen University?
Well, you know, I had gone up to Allen previously to talk to the English department students there, and when I sent out the notice about the book, Charlene, I can't think of her last name, Charlene Spearden,
Yeah.
who's the director up there, she liked the idea and got me in touch with the music department director, and they liked the idea, so I went up in April and we discussed the possibility of converting this into a musical, and they agreed. And just last week I was back up at Columbia again. We worked out the details of it, you know, which pieces we're going to use and how long it's going to be, and when it's going to debut on February 23rd. So all the details work out, and now they're going to start recruiting students from the music department and from the drama department to play the roles in this book, play the roles of musicians in this book.
What role describes you?
Me? Mostly just a person that loves to write, loves to express myself, loves to observe what's going on around me, and to nudge people who may not see what I see.
And obviously, you know, as you know, you're a very highly respected author and a poet, and obviously you live in Ridgeville and you're from Hollywood. What's next for Horace Mungin?
Something's very strange. I'm doing more than just thinking about trying my hand at sci-fi. I'm trying to write a science fiction novel.
Wow.
You know? So there's lots of research, I think, involved with that. And I haven't read many science fiction novels, and I was thinking I should, but then I think maybe I shouldn't because I don't want to be influenced by what I read. You know, I want to see how inventive I can be myself with research and with creative ideas I come up with.
How did you get from or does explore that is to sci-fi?
It's just something I always wanted to do, and I've been writing most of my books. All of them have different themes, you know, but they all seem to. There's one connecting theme that just sews them all together. And even in the sci-fi, there'll be that connecting theme of race relationship, you know.
What is the state of race relations right now, as you see it as a poet and author?
In America, well, of course, it's better than when I was a young boy, but it's pretty bad. You know, in fact, not only race relationship is bad in America, but relationships in general. If you watched television yesterday, this place is boiling, man. This country is boiling, and looks like it's going to come apart at the seams if something isn't done to sort of like bring people together, because we're really falling apart in this country.
How do you write race relations next in your next book?
Well, see, those are the things I'm going to have to work out in the science side. But it'll come in because it's a part of me. You know, it's part of every black person that's born in this country. I don't know how you can avoid not focusing on race relationship if you're black in this country. James Baldwin once said, to be a Negro in America and to be fairly conscious is to be outraged forever, you know.
Well, to be continued with this particular discussion, author Horace Mungin, thank you so much for your time. I really, really appreciate this.
Okay, thank you so much for having me.
You're welcome anytime.
Okay.
Yes, sir.